Hello everyone, this is the recording for IS391Unit4 session. I'm going to try to keep this on top so that if I start coughing, I can pause it. I apologize for my voice is still a little gravelly, so I may have to move it around, but let's see. The reading this week is chapters 6 and 7. The initial discussion post is due Wednesday. The topic is arrays. You have 3 replies due by Sunday. Don't forget to include 1 open-ended question, and do not forget the required APA reference and in-text citation. The Unit 4 assignment is due Sunday. You're to complete exercise 7.4 on page 442 of the textbook. When doing the assignment, copy all the MySQL commands you use to complete the assignment from start to finish into a text file and submit your text file. It doesn't say what name to give it, so it doesn't matter. Make sure your full name, completion date, and course number and section number are shown in your text file. So, for instance, in Notepad++, if you go to File and choose New, it will by default, when you go Save As, be saving it as a text file. So that's all you have to do. Now, first you're going to create the demographics database with the table that contains the following fields: country, primary language, and population. Enter records for 10 countries, and you can find the demographics online. There's a website given. And then you need to write the queries. Now, to create a database in MySQL using command line, you're going to go to your little icon that's at the corner on your taskbar. You're going to click it, go to MySQL, and then over here go to MySQL console, and it will come up asking for the password. Now, if you haven't set a password, by default, the username is root, and then when you hit OK, this is asking for your username. When you hit OK, then it'll ask for a password. Just hit enter. That's the default, is no password. If you created a password, then you would enter the password, and you'll get this welcome message, and then of course, MySQL command right there. Now, if you look in the book, you'll find the commands, for instance, to create a database. This is on page 399. So all of these are on in the book. And then when you want to see your databases, you can use Show Databases. If you want to do anything with your database, you have to use the use and the database name. So, for instance, I called mine Country Dims, use Country Dims, so then the database is changed. So what commands I, create now, do now will affect that database. So this is the create table. It's on page 404. Now, if you want to see if your database is there, you can go to PHP My Admin, and it will list your databases. So, kind of the same as the Show Database, only it's available there. I have to keep moving this silly thing. Okay. So you want a list of all the records sorted by name. So to list them all would be select from and the database. Now to sort, you're going to order by and then put country name. And then you want the country with the highest population, the country with the lowest population, and the countries that share a common language, such as French. So you need to look up those queries. I'm not going to give you the code for those. Now, the week 4 assessment is also due on Sunday, and it's exercise 5.3 on page 291. Good news is this is the same exercise that you did for Unit 3. I'm not sure why, but it's good for you because you've already done it. Now, if you had problems, here's a chance to correct not only Unit 3, but get Unit 4 right. Remember that you're going to have a web page and a PHP and a text file. Now, it should create the text file when I run it, so you would not have to turn in the text file. But it says to turn it in. So either the document, or either it has to create one for me, or you need to turn it in. So test it. I noticed in last unit that people are turning them in and having errors. You need to be correcting those. So if you get a orange stripe and it tells you online something, there is a problem, it could be that you have the name of a command wrong or a variable wrong, such as field you have spelled wrong, field name is spelled wrong, or you have a missing semicolon or an extra bracket or something. But you need to be checking those out and correcting those. So you're going to do basically the same thing and then just turn in all your files in a zip folder. Now this is just from 5.2 an example of the web page, and it's basically, this is basically what you want for all of these exercises in week 4, Unit 4 assessment, is a web page basically like this, saved as an HTML file. Excuse me. So exercise, so part 2 of the Unit 4 assessment is from exercise 5, page 291, and you're creating a picture for uploading, a form for uploading pictures for a high school reunion. Again, you're going to need a web page, a PHP file, and you're going to, in this case, you need 2 of them, and of course, you're going to need a text file where the data is saved. So, and then the third one is exercise 5.4, and you're creating a web page named Software Rep to be used for storing software bug reports in a MySQL database named Software Report. So you're going to need to create a database, and you're going to include the fields, and then you're going to have a script named Software Rep, and you're going to zip the web form, the PHP script used in the database manipulation, and the database. So in this instance, you need a database file, not a text file. Please don't, if there's a name given, please use the name. It makes it so much easier for me to run the code if I don't have to rename everything. So, and then the last one is actually part of 5.4. It's just an extra part of it, where you have something that's used to update the existing bug report from the database. So, I'm sorry, my voice is so bad. The Unit 4 midterm exam is due Sunday. Can only be taken once. It's 22 questions, true, false, multiple choice, fill in the blank, and matching. Know what the concatenation assignment operator does, page 127. Know what an escape character does, page 128. Know which function returns the number of digits in a string, page 134. Know which function performs a case-insensitive search, page 156. Know which function determines a variable is empty, page 209. Know Which function removes the first element from the beginning of the array, page 304. Know which function removes the last element from the end of the array, page 309. Know which function lets you add or remove elements anywhere else in the array, page 310. Know which function you pass two arguments. The first represents the key to search for, and the second represents the name of the array in which to search. That's page 333. Know which function you use to sort an associative array by key, page 342. What type of array consists of multiple indexes and keys, page 350. Know what SQL stands for, page 381. Know where a flat file database stores information, page 382. Know what key contains a unique identifier for each record in a table, page 383. Know the type of relationship within a relational type of relationship within a relational database, page 383. Know what breaking tables into multiple related tables is called, page 384. Know the keywords on page 391, table 7.1. Know the command line program for manipulating MySQL databases, page 392. Know when an identifier must be quoted, page 396. Know what the short form of the clear command is in MySQL, page 397. And the drop privilege applies to tables and databases. And that's my reference. That's all I have for this time. If you have any questions,